Here we go. Recognize that pie thing.
Hello and welcome to Senior Happenings. My name is Trisha Ayers and I'll be your host for today. I am joined in the studio with some amazing ladies. We're going to be talking about the upcoming Senior Expo. It's going to be at St. Bernard Church and it's going to be September 28th from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. We have 2 events a year, so we're really excited. Hopefully it'll be a little cooler by the time we get there. It's a few weeks off. We're going to really focus in on that. But so today I'm joined with the ladies who are our platinum sponsors. Da-da! Yes, the ladies who make it happen. We have Candice Holt, who is with Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Welcome, Candice.
Thank you for having me.
You are so welcome. We have Debbie Cousineau.
That's me.
Who's with Magnolia Place, and she'll be explaining a little bit more about what Magnolia Place does in a few minutes. And then we move on to Kylie Lowry, who is with Village on the Park.
Thank you for having me.
You are so welcome. They have Rogers and Bentonville locations. So ladies, thank you for joining me. I really do appreciate it. You guys are kind of like my mainstay of the Senior Expo. We expect you to be there all the time. I know, Candice, you had a couple of other events that you couldn't participate, but we're so glad you're back.
Yeah,
we really appreciate your input, your education, and also the goodies that you bring. So, Candice, what is happening with Blue Cross and Blue Shield right now?
Yeah, so Arkansas Blue Cross and Blue Shield, we are strictly in Arkansas. We've been in Arkansas for 75 years now, and we have our welcome centers. So our Rogers Welcome Center, we do sales and customer service out of that location. We also host a lot of community events at our store. You don't have to be a member. They're just free to the public. Our next event is going to be September the 22nd from 11 to 1. We're having a football-themed tailgate party. So we're going to have free lunch. Come by. Lots of our fun giveaways. We're kind of known for our giveaways, as you mentioned. People love our swag. So we'll definitely be handing out some of that.
Is that at the Welcome Center?
It is. It is at our Rogers Welcome Center. We're actually doing those statewide, so we have 7 welcome centers across the state. We have in Northwest Arkansas, we have Fort Smith, Fayetteville, and Rogers. So
Great.
all locations, all at the same time, anywhere across the state.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Debbie.
Hi.
Magnolia Place.
Yes.
What are we doing at Magnolia Place?
We are an assisted living for memory care. So we take care of a lot of sweet little people that have either Alzheimer's or dementia. A lot of changes going on right now. We have a new chef. And his name is Dustin, and he's just as good as the last chef we had. So maybe we'll bring some pies to the expo again.
Music to my ears.
If I can talk him into it. Otherwise, I'll bake them. We revamped our sensory spa. It is in a multi-purpose room now that we also use for special dining for those folks that need a little extra help. That doesn't work well in the main dining room. So it is moved to that area. It's bigger. It's a little more going on in there sensory wise to keep people calm and help them get through issues that they might have. So that's kind of fun.
Thank you. Good deal.
Mm-hmm.
Kylie.
Hello.
Village on the Park.
Yes. So a little bit about our communities. We do have 2 locations. So we have one in Bentonville and then we have one in Rogers as well. So we're a transitional senior living community. So we have our independent living cottages. They're absolutely beautiful if you haven't seen them. They're 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, attached car garage, all inclusive, just kind of what you're needing when, that next step into retirement. Maybe they need help with housekeeping. Maybe they need help with cooking, things like that we're able to provide them. But we also have assisted living, and somebody independently could live in our assisted living apartments and then just add care on so they can age there. And then we have a secured memory care unit known as our Parkside neighborhood as well. So, and we have 18 apartments that are they're identical to the apartments on assisted living. So if someone needs to make that transition, and needs memory care in the future, we can also provide that with the same floor plans to make that transition so much smoother. But we also just rolled out a new program called SOAR for our memory care. And what it does is it supports the dignity, and it promotes the dignity with the families and with the residents as well. So you'll hear more about that later. as well.
Ooh, that's
So,
intriguing. I
yes,
like
I
that.
know, it's
So
good.
ladies, you are not in Bella Vista, so locations for those of us. So Candice, the Welcome Center is by the huge intersection in Rogers, correct?
Yes, so our Rogers Welcome Center is right off exit 85. We're located next to IHOP and Starbucks, right in the middle, Office Depot, can't miss us, big blue and green sign.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've driven by when I negotiated that on-off ramp.
Yeah.
It's tricky sometimes.
And the new construction makes it a little bit easier to get to us. So the
yes.
road's a little bit easier now.
Yes,
for
it is,
sure.
definitely. Debbie, Magnolia Place.
Magnolia Place is right off of New Hope Road in Rogers. If you go right past Culver's, everybody knows where Culver's is. 'Cause you got, yes, the next light, you make a right.
Yes.
And shortly after that, a brand new building going up for independent living there. We're road right behind there, and you'll find us quickly.
And a new nursing home just opened
Yes,
up over there
right
too.
right across the road from us.
Fancy.
Yes, yes.
Kylie.
Well, we have 2 locations.
Okay.
So we have one in Bentonville off of Regional Airport Road, kind of by the come and go across the road right there. And then our second location is in Rogers off of Laurel Avenue, right by the new Texas Roadhouse. They just
Oh,
built.
yeah.
So right down the street. So yeah.
I like food landmarks.
Right?
That's good. So the reason that we do our senior expos is basically to give education to our seniors coming through, so they have a little bit more of a grasp of what you offer as a community, as a product. And when people stop and talk to you, I think it's really enlightening that you can impart some information, because I think when we get in our 60s and 70s, sometimes we're not looking forward to the next phase of life. So what do you see, Debbie and Kylie, as the challenges for you to get your information out there? Because once they would come on property and see the communities, it's amazing, the change. But how do you?
So we kind of, we would rather show you rather than tell you. We can talk about our communities and how great they are all day long, but it's a matter of also building that connection. That's what's most important, because it's their process and it's their journey. So however long that takes. So I work with families for years at a time until they're ready, but it's their timeline. So it's about them and what they need. So when someone is looking into senior living options, our goal or our role is to be a resource to them as they navigate that process. And if it's with our community or not, we want to be there for them, because we know Village on the Park, it's not for everybody. And maybe sometimes they might need in-home care, or they don't really know what they're looking. So it's our job to advocate for them and to give them all the resources that they need.
Right.
Sometimes a difficult part on that, though, is the families are their potential resident is actually ready to be in our care.
Yes.
And the families and the guilt that goes through everything, there's a lot of work going on with that guilt process.
Yes.
And knowing when it's time. And we have to do a lot of talking sometimes. It's really, sometimes they wait too long.
Yes.
And they don't get to enjoy what we have to offer. And the sense of independence while they're there, and more freedom to move around, because being at home with your loved ones, there's not a lot of room to move around, not a lot of socialization going on, not a lot of stimulation. It's sitting down watching TV and wait for your dinner to be cooked, where if you could get them someplace like our places that they can move around, have fun, meet new people, and be successful in something.
And a lot of times when families are looking for their loved ones, if they already have in-home care, they're really looking for that socialization aspect. And that's really important, because you can be in your home, but you need that human connection. You know, you need it. That's for all your physical and your mental and emotional well-being. So,
and I
it's really
think
important.
when we deal with Alzheimer's and dementia, spouses and families are very scared to take that person out.
Right.
You know, how's the behavior going to be?
Are they going to run off?
Yes, whereas if you reach a community, when we're talking about Alzheimer's and dementia,
Right.
you know, you're in a safe community. There's so many more options for that person to engage and to kind of reminisce that you don't get at home. So I think that's hugely important.
Absolutely.
Hugely important, and that's one thing. And one thing you did touch on is the fact that you deal with potential clients for years. This is not a come see us, make that decision.
Right.
No.
It's a delicate process.
It really is.
And it needs
really
to be
is.
handled with that same sensitivity.
And you are fully aware of that. I think people think if they reach out that, oh my gosh, they're going to be hounding me and they're going to be wanting me to move in at the end of the month. And it's not. It's a
when someone reaches out, the first thing I say is, you know, that's a really big step in itself, is just picking up the phone. So, you know, I applaud them for that as well. So.
Yeah. Candice. Yes. So we dealt with the communities. I think, you know, healthcare is a minefield as far as finding the right policy for you, finding the right information. I will say that I called into the Welcome Center and everybody was so helpful. And the lady who answered the telephone was kind of like, how can I help? How can I connect you with who you need to be connected with? I think they made an appointment for, like an online appointment for me to talk to somebody to go over stuff, you know, changing policies. I think that's so important. But how do you help our seniors navigate? You know, they see so much on the TV. That's a big problem for our seniors, that we want them to get the right information.
Yes, it is. It's always so difficult. That time of year, you know, in the fall, enrollment period is for seniors is October 15th through December 7th. October 1st, you can really start talking about the plans for the enrollment period. So the timing of the Expo is perfect for us, you know, letting people know that we're here, we're local. We do face-to-face appointments. All of our staff are great. They're trained. They're, you know, very well educated. And, you know, they make sure to really help navigate. And we always say insurance made simple, but we really value that customer and really take that experience to really explain their health care and find what's best for them.
Yes. So always definitely reach out, ask questions. I think that's kind of like an overall theme there. So, okay, from our senior expos that we've done quite a few.
Yes, we have.
Together. You know, this time we're going to have flu shots, which is always a great incentive. Kylie is going to bring lunch.
Yes. So we always do our hot dogs, but we are going to be adding chili in the mix. So as everybody knows.
Yay!
Yes.
Chili's good.
Chili dogs or hot dogs.
And I'm pushing Debbie for pies.
Yes.
Because
I'll do it.
I'm sorry.
I'll try hard.
It's a huge, we like our food. The vendors like our food too.
They do. They do.
What are some of the things that you think that we should have there? I'm putting you on the spot here. You know,
that's a good question.
Because we have legal, we have, you know, communities. We generally have hospitals there represented.
Do we have anybody within the VA? Maybe that's something good that we can incorporate, because we're seeing, I mean, most of our seniors are veterans and they need the help. And sometimes they aren't aware, or they don't know about it, or they don't know what questions to ask. So for me, I think having a resource there with the VA, maybe all the county officers, and because the VA has different officers in each county. Maybe we can get them there.
That would be a good one. I think we have in the past. I don't think they could come last time. They had a conflicting. Okay. But yes, that's a good one. Anything else? What do you think?
Somebody from support groups.
Yes.
Schmeeting Center.
The Schmeeting Center. Yes. Candice, anybody you think we should have there?
I think maybe like mental health. I feel like as a company, Arkansas Blue Cross has really been making a stance on mental health. So like you said, with support groups, there's lots of aspects about that. So, you know, maybe somebody from that mental health part of the community that could be really there to let, you know, what's aware. You know, I know at Blue Cross, we're offering free mental health first aid classes across the state. You can go to our website to sign up for those, but we've really made an initiative as a company to really support mental health this time.
That's great. That is great. Okay, we'll take those under advisement. So we're going to be at the church with our lunch and our pies and our giveaways.
Yes, we have a really fun basket.
I don't want to, you know, this is fun stuff. We want it to be a fun day, morning. We want it to be educational, and we want people to come out. Do you have any events going on, ladies?
So
Candice mentioned
Yeah.
her event.
Yeah.
Kylie?
we have, Grandparents' Day is on the 10th of next month. So we are having a Grandparents Grand Slam brunch. So that is something. But then in the next few months, we're going to be supporting the Senior Expo, the Wellness Fair, and also the Walk to End Alzheimer's as well. So
Okay.
we'll
that's
be
coming
there.
up. Debbie?
I'm working on the same event she's working
Yes.
on.
We're in the circuit, aren't we?
We have a fun party coming up. It's going to be called a Western Jamboree. And we may have the Arthur Murray dancers there to help us learn a few dances. And Tammy Rogers, who is an awesome
She's
singer.
great.
She's awesome.
She's amazing.
Yes, and the public's always invited to our events that we have in the building. And we will be having a tailgate party coming up. And of course, in October, we have to have our doggy or pet
That's
costume
right.
contest.
That's
Are you really?
right.
Yes, it's really growing. It's really awesome. And then in December, of course, we're going to have breakfast with the Grinch.
I want to go.
Yes,
Love it.
it's
I
a
wanna go.
blast.
Sign us up.
Kylie,
was a
will
blast.
you still have your Halloween party? I know we
So,
supported that last year, and it was such a good fun
That's-
time.
Yes, Dress My Table. So we do that fundraiser for Alzheimer's Association every year. It's something that we are probably going to move away from, but still doing fundraising events, but within different, several events rather than just one big one. That way we have more room to grow with fundraising for Alzheimer's Association. So, but that one was great. I loved it. I have all the decorations from last year.
There you go.
Candice, any other events? Got the tailgate going on?
I mean, we always have Medicare seminars. We
Oh.
have Medicare seminars. They're posted. Arkansas Blue Cross Blue Shield. If you go to our community calendar on our website, we have senior people aging into Medicare. So we have age-in seminars. So if somebody is, in their mid 60s, 63, 64, it's a great time to just get to know what steps you need to take to go on Medicare. So
Right.
we always have events posted, free fitness classes every second Saturday at our Welcome Center in Rogers.
We should go,
We
ladies.
have
Yeah.
lots of events, guys.
Yes, you
Our
do.
calendar is always full, so definitely check our website. But the big ones, tailgate party, second Saturday fitness, Medicare seminars, and then again, we have the mental health first aid classes as well.
So the website.
www.arkansasbluecross.com, and then there's at the middle of the page, it's community events. You'll just click there and it'll take you to our calendar.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Debbie, what website for?
www.magnoliaplaceret.com.
RET.com. RET.com. I get it. Kylie.
I mean, villageontheparkrogers.com, of course, but a lot of our events are posted on Facebook and social media. So I feel like,
Ours too.
everybody's
Yeah.
on social media. So that's the
Yep.
first platform that they're going to see. So we post everything there as well.
Good.
Mhm.
People need to get on social media.
Yeah.
All right. Question. What are challenges for your communities and companies as we get older and the boomers are here and they're coming? They're a little bit different to me than the generation that we're serving now as our seniors. What are your challenges, you think, in your communities?
I think, kind of like Debbie said, is sometimes people are a little bit reluctant to look into senior living communities. And when they start that process, I wouldn't say they're stubborn, but
Very.
they're ready. Yeah, they're a little bit
Very
reluctant
stubborn.
because no one wants to start that process.
Right.
No one wants to. They want to stay in their homes that they've been in for years at a time, and that's okay. But we're there. We're going to be there for them. So I think, our job is to establish that trust with them and just let them know that we're there for them. But really, just the whole stigma around senior living communities, and we want it to be positive. We want it to be a good experience.
Yes.
So I think that the stigma around it would be the biggest barrier.
Stigma.
Waiting too long.
Yeah.
Waiting too long. And sometimes by the time they're coming to me, they're looking for help and they're beyond the point that they're really going to
Need skill.
or
Yeah.
they're going to
long-term
need
care.
skill. They're not
Yeah.
going to need what we have to offer.
Yeah.
Which is heartbreaking, It really is,
It is.
because we want them to have that quality. Of
And that's a
life and
huge move.
care.
It's a huge life move.
It is.
And I think
It
one
is.
of the biggest issues is when they have a spouse.
Mm.
It's when your children are bringing you there, it's hard enough.
Yes.
But when it's your spouse,
Right.
it is just horrible, and the
Mhm.
guilt, and there's
Yes.
more working with the guilt than anything.
Yes. And that's why we
Mhm.
have good support
Exactly,
groups.
and that's why, yes, we need those
Absolutely.
support groups. I know the Meeting Center and Circle of Life, they offer those support groups, like Broyles Foundation, they do
Yes.
as well.
Mhm.
So,
And we have a gentleman, one of our family members, that started one in our building, and he is just
I
wonderful.
love that.
And he talks to the residents and he talks to the staff if we have issues.
Yes.
And but mainly the families, and he does a wonderful job, and it's really calming for them.
That's wonderful.
Mhm.
Candice, challenges.
Challenges. Insurance is always complicated. It's not something that
Yeah.
everybody wants to talk about. So, I think one of the things that we try to really do is just make it a comfortable conversation. Everybody leaves the Welcome Center with a goodie bag, so it's always fun to come in. They always know they're going to get something. We have complimentary coffee, water. We try to make it as comfortable as possible, but just the experience with insurance is just everyone's overwhelmed and thinks it's complicated.
Right.
So our goal is just to make it more easy, make it a less painful experience,
Right.
and something that people actually look forward to coming every year.
I think in our office, I work for Todd Wally, the elder attorney. The use of technology, some of our clients, it's got to be a phone call and a letter. There's no texting, where
Yes.
others of our clients, in our 70s or 80s, like, oh no, I want to text.
Yeah.
Technology is
Mhm.
it is
Mhm.
interesting for us to negotiate and documents that are on a cloud and things like that. So how much technology do you use?
We use quite a
campus?
bit, but so we do things a little bit differently because we want to start that process of meeting with them in their homes.
Okay.
First things first, because it's more convenient to them at times. But however, and we're not there to talk about the community. We're there to just simply learn about them and what they need. And then whenever they're coming in for a visit, they see a familiar face. They have already know people. They've already built that connection. So, and I text a lot with mostly the adult children. But yeah, I mean, sometimes we'll get residents in that'll text and they'll call, and they're up to date with technology as well. So it's always fun to see that.
Just
You've got both ends of the spectrum
Meet
right
them
there.
where they are.
Yeah, exactly.
Debbie, how much?
I go from the home visits to the phone calls to the emailing and the texting, and I found actually that people respond better when I text. They don't want to answer the phone.
Right.
They don't know my number necessarily. Once they get to know it, then they'll
Right.
say, "Hi, Debbie." But yeah.
Candice, I mean, I'm sure you use a lot of technology.
We use a lot of technology. We do. Most of our processes are online, but in the welcome centers, we actually have the capability to flip a screen so the customer can actually see everything there. We always print any applications given to them. I would say probably one of our technology barriers would be scammers. So just, making sure seniors are aware of, we can't call you to sell you Medicare. So you actually have to call in to make those requests. So if somebody's ever calling and saying, hey, I'm going to sign you up for this plan, if you didn't call them, then do not make changes to your plan.
That's
So
a good thing
I
to
feel
know.
like that's something that's really big during the enrollment season is, lots of scamming going on.
Right. And people are always welcome to go in and ask questions.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. We do take walk-ins. Those are obviously going to be by, availability.
Sure.
So we do encourage people to schedule those appointments, but we absolutely can handle a walk-in as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good deal. I'm excited about the
Yes.
Expo. It's coming up in just a few weeks. I better get
It is.
busy.
It's here before we know it.
It is. So I have the recommendations. We think the VA needs to be there. Probably somebody from the Alzheimer's Association or Broyles Foundation.
Yeah.
Okay. Get on those flu shots. We're ready. We're ready, ladies. Okay.
Yay.
Time to get your banners and your
Go team.
Go team. I'd like to thank the ladies for joining us today. And we are so excited. We're going to get ready. It's a lot of work and a lot of preparation. These ladies are professionals at what they do. They make it effortless. We want lots of people to come out and see us at the Senior Expo, September 28th at St. Bernard Church in Bella Vista from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. Come, we have door prizes, we have giveaways, we have pie. We have
Lunch.
hot dogs and chili. We have lots of information. We invite you to join us. So thank you so much, and we will see you next month. Bye-bye.
Bye.